Guys, it's Hook here. Today I'm going to show you how I seamlessly share the same DualSense controller between my PS5 and my PS3. Both these consoles are set up in the gaming area with a large screen TV, and I really don't like the old DualShock 3 controller, so I use the same DualSense Edge on both. The DualSense and the Edge allow you to pair up to 4 separate Bluetooth devices at the same time, and then seamlessly switch between them. When you first paired your DualSense with your PS5, that took up one of those 4 slots. So let's go ahead and assign one of the other Bluetooth slots to my PS3. So with your controller off, I'm going to hold down the circle button and the PlayStation button for around about 5 seconds until the blue bar starts rapidly blinking on and off. At this point, the controller is in pairing mode for that second Bluetooth slot. Now on the PS3 with the real DualShock, I'm going to go over to Settings and then Accessories and then Bluetooth. And I'm going to click Start Scanning. Again, making sure the DualSense is still in pairing mode on that second slot. And within a few seconds, the PlayStation and the DualSense will find each other and create that Bluetooth link. So at this point, my DualSense is paired to both my PS5 and my PS3. So let's see how that works in reality. With everything off, if I want to turn on my PS5, I'm going to hold down triangle and the PlayStation button for about 2 to 3 seconds. Just long enough for the blue light on the controller to come on, but not so long that it starts going into pairing mode. Doing this will turn the PS5 on as normal. And equally as easy, with everything off, to turn on the PS3, I'm going to hold down the circle button and the PlayStation button at the same time for 2 to 3 seconds, and that will turn on the PS3, and I'll be playing PS3 games with my DualSense controller. Now, it's not all rainbows and roses here. When the DualSense is connected to the PS3, it's a perfectly functional controller, except that the PlayStation button doesn't work while the PlayStation 3 is on. This means you won't be able to press the PlayStation button to quit a game, and to turn the console off when you're in a game, you'll have to go over to the console and press the power button manually. If that really bothers you, you can of course just keep your DualShock 3 controller around solely for the purpose of pressing the PlayStation button on that controller and turning the console off. Or if you're super lazy like me, you can take one extra step. Get yourself a Wingman dongle like this one. There's a link in the description below to show you where to get them from. These plug into the PlayStation 3 console and enable you to use pretty much any controller and have it behave like a DualShock 3, including PlayStation button functionality and 6-axis functionality. So in this case, I'm going to create a third Bluetooth profile on my DualSense by pressing the 2 buttons on the Wingman while it's plugged into the PlayStation 3, and then assigning the X button Bluetooth profile on the DualSense to that Wingman dongle. And now I use the circle button profile to turn on the PlayStation via its built-in Bluetooth connectivity, and then switch to the X button Bluetooth profile via the dongle, enabling me to turn on the console, play games on the console, and turn off the console, all with a single DualSense controller. Again, you're probably not as lazy and pedantic as I am. You're probably perfectly happy with playing on both those consoles with the DualSense, but having to maybe switch off the PS3 with its original DualShock, or manually use the power button. However you want to do it, just know you can play on your PS3 with a modern, comfortable controller and seamlessly switch back and forth between your PS3 and your PS5 or any other devices you happen to have lying around. Hope that helps. Hopefully you found it useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.